So this Jawhead definitely has a lot to work with.
The thing about the 1-1 and Claude matchup in terms of being marksman is Claude can be put into the jungle side. So Burmese Ghouls, they might just want to go for that, or they can go to the side lane. Now, the only difference I'm seeing to be... Oh my!
Okay.
Wow.
Wait. Okay. Are we having a little bit of flashback here? A throwback back to the past? Going on a time journey, because I'm seeing a Diggy right here, the first to be played in the playoffs.
And this is one of the certain weaknesses that Bren Esports has. If someone just annoys the hell out of Cartesi, he loses his cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's mainly to punish the Sylvana more than anything else, to try and be like, oh, if Sylvana wants to actually go in, you just use the time journey and the reverse time to try and pull her back. She doesn't really have an escape mechanic afterwards when you have the reverse time on top of her. But this could honestly go either way, and I think Burmese Ghouls, very much in their playstyle, still want to snowball out of control.
Might I say, it could just be both of that, right? It could be that you punish the Sylvana, you make Lusty's life a living hell, and just the same, you go all Invasion McGee. Like, you can plant those auto alarm bombs, and you can just make sure that Cartesi again. I think that's the name of the game.
I think right now. Oh, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you guys will be able to banter that. We're already in the Land of Dawn, Game 2. And we got a lot to talk about that. Diggy pick up 5 Burmese Ghouls.
Butters, what are you thinking?
Going back to what I was saying. Now, maybe has the Aegis, so this might be somewhat of a Diggy feed strat. But for the side of Burmese Ghouls, it's not about control Cartesi. It's about control Lusty.
No, the thing is, a feed Diggy strat doesn't have to be a feed Diggy strat if you're winning.
Yeah.
If you're able to get those free kills, because Diggy does deal quite a bit of damage, you don't have to think about it like that.
Yeah, what in the world happened to Rebo there? Did Rebo, wait, hold on. I'm wondering whether or not he got, no, there's no way. Even if you took smart missiles or ejector first, there's no way you'd be getting chunked out that low.
He was dueling with a high and dry fighter Jawhead.
But there's no way he would catch up to him almost ever, unless he walked up too far, unless he got punished by Ruby DD, who's probably hiding in a brush.
Yeah, most likely.
Because I think in terms of items, the 1-1 doesn't get the movement speed or the boots early on, while for the Jawhead, they get that.
They go boots first.
They go boots for the side lane.
Yeah.
And now, as you can see it, he got the boot now.
The boot.
Probably he just sold his item, just got it. He knew that he needed it the most.
I suppose. But I think these are one of those situations where you don't want to like walk up a little too far, especially when you know there's a Jawhead off lane. The moment you see high and dry, it's like, this is a dead giveaway. You shouldn't be mistakings like that. Oh, but Few using that Purifier to get on out of there. And I think, this game, it is slowly begun. Give it 2 more minutes and it's going to be a fiesta.
Oh, Turtle Cam. Turtle is now up. Rebo here still having a hard time. Ace in the area. And Ruby DD, they positioned themselves to the Turtle.
I think they're going to start it up. I'm looking at where Kid left his traps. There's got to be some in the bush, at least entering this greater turtle area. Right now, that's going to be Cartesi. And Flapteasy coming in. Oh, first blood drawn here by Cartesi. Down goes maybe. But that's, I guess, what a Diggy does. Anyways, Cartesi looking low!
Oh.
And these finding these pickups on Carl like it's nothing. And Farsa goes down as well. He gets hit by the arrow. And man, oh man, Burmese Ghouls are just controlling the early game.
Yep, I mean, this game really is just snowballing in the way that Burmese Ghouls wants to, but Rebo is going to have the time to sit on top of the on the top lane and get a little bit of that gold, trying to slowly just maintain the gold lead, keeping it even. Don't want to lose too much out.
Arm's reach is it still right now about 200, 300 gold, 3 minutes in. Oh no, I wonder if Rebo knows. This is huge. Lusty gets caught in by the reverse time, catching a few bombs himself. Cartesi sitting at 1-1 with the mystery shop. Now, here you see how, despite how nice the draft is, regardless for both sides, you kind of feel that Bren Esports, they know that they're on a clock every single time. They know that they can't go as slow as they did game number 1.
They couldn't really control the early game here for the side of Burmese Ghouls, even if they had the Claude. when Bren Esports used the Claude, they were controlled heavily by the side of Burmese Ghouls. It just seems to me that they cannot return the favor.
Yeah, I don't think they have enough items to start pushing their agenda just yet. They need a little bit more time for a lot of their heroes here, but I think you have to give it a Flapteasy. After finding that first initial pick onto Diggy, it's looking good, but now he's going to get jumped on, and rotations are being made. Don't think it's going to be too big of a deal here. I mean, even topside, you can see Burmese Ghouls just potentially looking to gank.
And we are going to have a pause. Raptor Machete is now up for ace. In terms of stacks, I think it's probably at 12 now. It's gonna hit 15 in just a bit. But Bren Esports, they are finding themselves in a bad spot right now.
About half a minute till the next hurdle. I think if Bren Esports maintains these rotations and plays it safe, right? Keeps Carlteasy safe and make sure that Rebo is relatively untouched, because I think that's what they're doing here. So far, the reason why a lot of the fights are happening away from Rebo is because they know that Rebo is an insurance policy. At some point, if they let Rebo farm up, which has been happening for now the first 4 minutes, I think when you reach the 9 to 10 minute mark after Rebo's second or third core item, you'll be fine. That's when you'll be a little more confident. But as it's going so far, without that second turtle, it's gonna look dire because all the more ace is just gonna snowball.
Yeah, I think Corrosion Sight is going to be needed here. There's a lot of dive potential going to the side of Burmese Ghouls. If ever 1-1 just gets like a Demon Hunter Sword, a Corrosion Staff, or the Endless Battle, this is going to favor Bren Esports. It's just a matter of will he get it? Will he get to those items?
I think, yeah, it's just a matter of time. I get what you're saying, Butters, and I would definitely agree. Other than the fact that, you know, the rest of the Burmese Ghouls, they're trying to they're trying to cut that time short. They're trying to say, no, we need to put enough pressure on the map to make you say, hey, you have to react, you have to respond, and if you do, you might lose your life in the process.
Yeah. So it's a matter of really just staying in the early to mid game for Bren Esports. Like, go through the motions so that we get there properly with our items. And for Burmese Ghouls right now, they're trying to skip that whole thing, right? Like, in layman's terms, they want to go straight into marriage. Just jump in, right? Like, just put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Just put a ring on it and drop you guys into the lower bracket. Like, just overall, that's the game plan.
And that will be the Burmese Ghouls.
The Burmese Ghouls.
That's the Burmese Ghouls.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was leaning more to the Burmese Ghouls rather than Bren wanted to be jumping in it a little bit too early. But it's a matter of perspective, you know? It's a matter of perspective. Now, Bren here on towards the top side, as you can see, both having their insurance policies of Ace and as well as Rebo to make sure that they can carry the team at the end of the day. But despite losing the first turtle, it's 10.8 to 10.8K.
Very close.
Bloodlust Axe is now up for D. Toughness Boots will be the boot of choice for that Claude on Ace. Turtle Cam is now up, and as you can see, Burmese Ghouls, they're ready to take it.
Oh, the doctor almost went down. Oh, that was so scary again. It happened. Oh, that's going to be a feathered airstrike. I think Ruby DD's going to bite it. Oh, that's going to be Carlteasy laying down the law. Close one. And still nice steal here by Ace. He's going to go for the Blazing Duet. Oh!
Rebo!
No, that's Flapteasy. Flapteasy makes him pay.
Oh my goodness, that is going to be the fight that D wants. He tries to go for the counter initiate. Few on the other hand, he escapes. Carlteasy here trying to make the most out of this. Maybe he will go down, maybe not, and maybe he will live.
Oh my goodness, I don't know, but I've been noticing for the entire M2, how are people getting away with 1 HP more times than they should?
I mean, I don't know if it's somewhere on the map, but right now, delayed damage onto Flapteasy. Okay, I have an idea of how to explain it, right? Remember how there's so many chases happening in this game so far? It's because Burst. Burst seems to be the name of the game currently in Mobile Legends. And second, why are games so fast? 13 minutes, 14 minutes? Again, because of the timers. They're just so much shorter in the jungle, and that's why heroes develop so much faster. Next, why are people getting with 1 HP? I'm guessing it's just mechanics, man. We are playing at the top of the competitive ladder. This is the highest echelon of Mlbb competition. So, hey, if I'm better just this split second, then you don't get the kill.
Honestly, I just feel it's a little unlucky. Like, like Burmese Ghouls have landed all of their abilities, and Few just makes it away with literally 1 HP. And the same has gone the opposite side as well. But wait, hold on, this might be something here.
Oh, maybe getting caught out, but that is his answer to that Imperial Justice. It's going to be the reverse time. Now onto the top lane, we're seeing Carl here try to control the lane for a bit with a Farsa, and 1-1 is relegated to the bottom lane. They're just giving him space, and he will be there, and maybe he will go down. That is going to be Deadly Magic taking his life.
Oh, this is what they've been waiting for so long. And okay, now they've got a little bit of a kill lead, but that's not all, as they want to push a little bit further, especially when it comes to these neutral objectives.
Okay, so now they have control over the jungle. D is in the area. He can use the Black Dragon form. Lusty getting hit by the arrow. And look at this, Imperial Justice on Ace. Flap goes in, and that Labu just goes in and tries to deal as much damage as possible, but he gets kited. He takes maybe down, but he goes down in the process. That is a 3-4-1.
I think the name of the game for Bren Esports right now is to just minimize their losses, and oh, Carl TZ gets caught out. I think for Bren Esports, despite them locking in that third turtle of the game, they really just still want to invest in Doc Rebo. They still want to make sure this 1-1 gets there. It's because they could have really called for 1-1. They could have said, hey, we're going to pick a fight here in Turtle. Please help out. But no, they just said, okay, you farm up. You make sure that we make it to the late game. And we'll just make sure that we win or just don't die as often. And now here's an Imperial Justice starting it off.
And he goes for the Blazing Duet just in time before he got stunned. And Lusty, he's finding these Imperial Justices on the Claude. But in terms of follow-up, we don't see it.
I mean, Lusty is just taking the opportunities as they come. Luckily, he's getting out without getting punished too far. But like you could see on the minimap that like everybody, Rebo, Cartesi as well, even with the space escape, could not catch up to it. There was just too much distance to cover.
Oh my goodness, and we are probably seeing Burmese Ghouls. They are close to just getting this series win, but Bren Esports don't count them out. Rebo is still their insurance policy, and this is going to be the weakness finder for Rebo. If I'm not mistaken, this would be the weakness finder, and this is going to occur once we hit the late game.
Yeah, and more importantly, it just allows him like, oh, I don't have a corrosive scythe, that's fine. I can still run you down the moment it procs literally once or twice. It's not the most fun in the world, but as you can see, the game is slowly starting to progress in a way that Bren is actually quite happy about. All right, you're literally, what, 2K ahead of me. No big deal. As long as it's a 2K margin, one fight, we can turn it around, get our power spike, and then look to fight you later on.
Yep, and I don't think they even need to win fights. They just need to survive fights and just live to see Doc Rebo with that MD, all right? Like, this is exactly what it feels like to have a doctor in your family. It's gonna take a while. The studies, oh, don't get me started. That's a decade plus. But
Housemanship too.
yeah, exactly, right? But when you get there, oh wow, you got a doctor in the family, it's all good. But right now they have to hold strong, man. Because the first floor taken in here by Burmese Ghouls, not even 10 minutes in. Again, imagine the pressure crashing down onto your base. If they're not smart about the defense, they're getting penetrated real soon.
And they have a lot of long-range punish. See that? The time bomb, the reverse time, the abyssal trap, the abyssal arrow. There are a lot of things that Burmese Ghouls, they can use these things as a way to punish Bren Esports. If Flap goes in, they can just turn on Flap and just punish him. But then again, if you're seeing this, Few isn't really the target of the Black Dragon form in terms of D just using it.
I mean, not anymore, especially when you have Kid on the watch, and as well as Ruby DD, either or could look to try and pressure Few whenever he does start dropping that Feather Airstrike. So right now, Bren is just looking to fight at the right place at the right time, while Burmese Ghouls, they're just looking for picks, consistently sieging them under their turret. Kid, he's going to jump in and out whenever he feels like it, and with Lord knocking at their door, what choice does Bren have?
Ooh, look at this, Lusty almost getting hit by the arrow, and this is the push that Burmese Ghouls wants to go for, and the Blazing Duet just deals so much damage.
Oh!
Flap is forced to go away, and Flap goes down. That is going to be the D with his phenomenal usual play, and they get the turret onto the middle lane. Will the turret on the top lane go as well? And Bren Esports they minimize the casualties, they minimize the losses. But for the side of Burmese Ghouls, they're happy to take this slowly but surely just because they have the Claude in their hands.
If anything, it's all about Bren Esports making the best decisions, the least worst for them, right? Because already they are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and what they need to do right now is just stop the bleeding. So far, mid getting penetrated here is definitely the worst that they can have, but at least what they can hold on for here is, again, Rebo is slowly building up. He has not died yet, and if you can bait out the ults from Burmese Ghouls, maybe at least waste one Black Dragon form from D, then I guess you're on the way. We are sitting at 12 minutes.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, and Kid
There,
here.
like this,
Oh,
like this.
maybe will be the target, and Flap trying to go in for Kid. Kid gets away. Abyssal Arrow gets thrown out. Rebo gets hit, but he has the ability to just cleanse himself from these disables.
And right now, I mean, the clock for Bren Esports is 6 minutes. If they can't survive for the next 6 minutes from here on out, Burmese Ghouls should easily take this game, because in 6 minutes time, that's going to allow Bren Esports to hit at least the 52K mark, and then the goal doesn't matter, everybody's at full items, and then you're just trying to execute better than your opponent.
And as you can see, D there
Oh.
trying to go for Carl Easy. He has the Winter Truncheon, and that is going to be the punish. Better Air Strike in the middle of everything. Flap Easy trying to tank as much damage as possible, but there's going to be the time journey in the middle of everything. It protects people. Bren Esports falling one by one. Lusty is the next target. He dashes in back to base. Carl going in. He doesn't have the hat trick, and that is probably going to be it. Rebo trying his best. Oh! And Ace still here. Lusty trying to go for the stun, and they live to fight another day.
Yeah, but they've
Oh,
really
no.
crippled Bren at this point in time, and what I thought was going to be 6 minutes might have just extended to 7 at this point, and it's the clock is ticking, and I don't think they have that kind of time anymore.
3 for 3 in that last clash. Of course, I think it's still good for the Burmese Ghouls. They did take top lane and they still maintain pressure on bottom. What I'm seeing here is the fact that I think all of Bren Esports have agreed that we're not getting much mileage from Carl Tizzy, so you start building defense. I'm pretty sure, I wouldn't be surprised, none of us would be surprised if after his Winter Truncheon, he builds something towards the likes of another defense item, because I think they really are going to go all in onto Rebo, and that's essentially what's happening here. 1-0 and 4, Rebo just picked up his Queen's Wings, and so far they did well to just bait out the Black Dragon form. They do that maybe one more time, and maybe in a more successful area, maybe even steal for the sword right now, then we might see that 7 minutes pass by.
I might want to see Bren Esports here fight as a team, because the thing that they're doing, but hold that thought, Ruby DD gets the kill on View, and that only means Burmese Ghouls here have free reign of the Lord. Bren Esports, they are forced back, but D here, he is going to cut Rebo and Lusty, and Flap Easy will be their target. 2 members from the side of Bren Esports go down. Lightning Truncheon goes to Kid. And if you're a Burmese Ghoul fan, you're really happy right now that this is happening.
Yeah, this is just a huge win for Burmese Ghouls. I mean, Lusty, he can't walk in. Cartesi can look to try and make something happen, but oh no, he got hit!
Gets hit! He gets hit! Carl has a Winter Truncheon. Lusty trying to bail them out, but Rebo here can only do so much. The Abyssal Trap will bite him in the end. He will go down. View is up. They can probably defend this with a Predator Airstrike. And D just trying to trying to cap close at the last possible moment. Crossbow of Tang. Kid goes down. D is way too tanky. Rebo trying his best to stay alive. Burmese Ghouls take down Rebo. Flaptizi and Few they are alive and they are ready to defend. But will it be enough as Burmese Ghouls also take the Luminous Lord?
Slow golf clap for Doc Rebo. He lasted, what, 30-45 seconds more than any other 1-1 had business doing so. He popped the crossbow of Tang at the very right moment, and right now that just bought Bren Esports time to have another hero come in, respawn, so it's 4 defenders now going up against this Luminous Lord, and here comes D.
And look at this, the Lord right now is just going in. Ace with a blazing duet It takes down a lot of people for the side of Bren Esports. View trying to go for the feathered airstrike. It will take down the Lord, but does that even matter? As Burmese Ghouls head straight for the crystal, and they just finish it.
Wow, what a game. What a game. And it looks like the fans were right. The extra 0.6 made all the difference for the Burmese.